Odds are you've walked by it 1,000 times and not even known it's been there. But the veil that has covered an Austin treasure for decades will soon be lifted. New at 6, Jim Swift takes us to Zilker Park for a preview.
It is the heart of Zilker Park, the playground, Barton Springs pool just beyond the bushes there, and the tracks for the Zilker Zephyr. Like even the 8-foot privacy fence has become part of the landscape. And yet, hardly anyone knows that on the other side of the fence is an historic Austin treasure.
We moved into this house in 1935, and my father became caretaker then.
Jack Robinson's father was Buster Robinson, who helped lay rock to form the first Barton Springs pool back in 1928. 7 years later, Buster Robinson would move his family into the new Zilker Park caretaker's cottage and run the park for over a quarter of a century. In 1964, Jack took over for his dad and moved his family into the cottage for another decade. The Robinsons were followed by Jim Rogers and his wife and kids for another 10 years. Then Sarah Macias and her family occupied the cottage and supervised the park for 11 years. Along the way, things changed.
It was almost like a country club. Because you didn't have any bus service out here. You had to have a car to get out here. And so it was the people that could afford a car that came out to go swimming.
I remember one Sunday in particular, we had 7,500 people come and go through that swimming pool.
Then there would be bigger festivals, we started with Freedom Fest and Beach Boys and different, really large events that you would have for a large metropolitan park of a city.
Now, the empty cottage is about to be reborn as a headquarters building for the rangers who patrol the city's parks and help educate the public about them.
That puts someone here that has the legal authority to do something if something occurs in the park.
But perhaps the best thing about the restoration and the salvation of the Zilker Park caretaker's cottage is that as the project moves along, the fence that for so many years blocked the cottage from public view, that fence is coming down.
There's such a motherlode of history out here. It all needs to be preserved.
The project is expected to be finished by the 1st of next year. Jim Swift, KXAN News.